Can I add, because at this,
From our point now.
now, at this point, Cherry had come up to America, and my mom had come up to
And we
America.
were living in Connecticut.
Living in Connecticut, close to us. And we got the call that Bobby had been shot. At that point, they didn't know whether Bobby was gonna live or die. And because Earl had been planning a way to get Bobby and family out of Jamaica, he knew of a pilot and a small plane. He immediately called them and got Mom, Cherry, and I on the plane, a private pilot. We went to Kennedy Airport. And the radio head to Kennedy Airport that we were coming in an emergency. They have to get on the plane to Jamaica, which was going to leave very shortly, because the family member is critical. And I looked, and they'd stopped all the planes at Kennedy.
Really?
Yeah. So we could land. And they'd sent some kind of a bus out for us. They stopped on the tarmac and sent a bus out for us. Do you remember? And I remember we got all our luggage, and they rushed us, and they didn't take us through nothing. Nothing. Just got us in the plane in Jamaica. And his mom, you know, her baby, Bobby, you know, we really at that point didn't know if he was going to live or die. And they, do you remember? They took us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. A lot of things I don't remember, but I remember this so clear. I was on the bed in intensive care, and all of a sudden, these three girls come, Mom, June, and all I can remember saying, "What are you doing here?"
Nothing, but we just flew down to see it. Yeah, it was quite.
So do you know how Grandpa Earl, how did he make such a connection to facilitate that?
Because he's a planner.
Yeah.
See, Bobby doesn't remember all of this. Because Bobby was so conflicted. Maureen was telling him, and other people were saying, things are going bad here. He saw it, he didn't want to leave, and he had a lot of pressure from Tony and Mike too, I'm sure.
No,
They didn't want to leave. And they didn't want at all
It
want
was
to
Cherry
leave.
and I really connected.
So
And I said,
Bobby,
you get the papers for me and I go and fill them out. I told Bobby, I said, if you don't want to fill them out, I'm filling them out, which I did.
so that's why Earl was prepared, because Bobby asked him. I mean, we may need, and he believed him.
Plus, Earl had seen what had happened to me too.
Yeah, she had come and told us what had happened, so we knew something was happening.
And you were smuggling some money out.
Oh,
it wasn't a lot of money, but
I've got to tell my story about. Then Maureen never went back to where they used to live.
I left that house that
And-
night
and
and said,
Bob-
you
Bob-
can have it.
wow.
I
Bobby,
left everything.
you kept the supermarket going, right? Not you,
No,
Mike.
Mike
Yeah.
and
But this was before you were shot. Before he was shot, they had to get money up, and they were limited in the amount of money they. And even tourists, they would search you to find if you took any money out. So, in fact, they'd found a Chinese family that had taken money, and they were.
gone court. That's
Yeah.
where you were heading.
So Bobby said to me, he came up from he wouldn't let me come down to Sabarma, just even before he was shot. I have some money, I'll bring it up to you, and then what we'll do, I don't
In
know.
Kingston?
Yeah, I was staying with Cherry, and I was gonna leave the next day with it, and I don't know where I hid it wherever we hid it, on my SME or whatever. And so he said, I'm going to drop you. He didn't want me to be connected to him, because he knew that they knew that there was so he said, I'll drop you off a little ways away, and you walk into the airport, and you go, and he says, when you go to the luggage, to check your luggage, if there's nobody there, turn around and come back. That's because that means they have too much time to be searched.
Oh.
You have to try to get there when there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So I walk down, and I get down there, and there's hardly anybody there. So I turn around, I'm walking back, and there's this guy with a newspaper leaning up against a column with a newspaper in front of him. And
Don't want to say anything.
as I passed, he put the newspaper down. I said, Bobby, And he put it back up.
And it was Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I walked and he came up, and he walked behind me and he said, keep walking and keep going to that coffee shop or something. There was something there. Going to that, and so I went in there and I sat. I'll never forget it. He pulled the newspaper down, put it back.
Yeah.
And also we had to go down to go to the embassy with them.
Yeah.
Because we sponsored all my 3 brothers, my sister, their spouses, their children.
Wow.
And Earl, my husband, had to find friends who would promise jobs for them.
Yeah. It was,
There
Okay,
were
so
not-
I have a money smuggling story. So
Yeah.
I'll jump in here.
Mhm.
So, I believe it was 76, because that was the last time I went, right? And so what I remember is that anytime anybody used American dollars in the supermarket, you guys kept it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yes,
Kept it.
that's right.
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
And
yes.
that's the money that you were smuggling out.
Yeah.
And so when I was leaving, the plan was that I was supposed to take money with me.
Right.
And we had it all worked out, how it was gonna happen.
How old were you, Dawn?
So I would have been 18, I think, 18,
17,
17, 18,
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
18. And we got to the airport in Montego Bay, and start walking in, and Pat goes, "Oh, I forgot to give you the money, I gotta give it to you."
Oh,
And she hands me this envelope, and I didn't see anybody around.
Mhm.
She hands me this envelope, and I took it and I stuck it in my purse, and we walk in. There were people watching, because what they did was they pulled me out of the line and they put me in a room and they interrogated me, and they wanted to know where I got the money
I
from.
never knew this.
And I said it was my money. And the funny thing was, I was young enough to be cocky.
Yeah.
So I was American and I was young, and they're not touching me,
Hmm.
right? This is my money. You know, I'm rich, I'm American, this is my money.
Exactly.
You know? And they were like, well, why did she give it to you? And I said, because she was holding it for me,
Mhm.
that's all, you know? And really I had no fear, which
Mhm.
was really profoundly stupid. They
No.
held the plane. They held the plane to finish interrogating me. And finally they let me go.
Wow.
And I got on the
So-
plane and left.
well, you
Wow.
know, let me tell you my other story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pat, Mac and I were going up to Miami, and we took Stephen with us. Poor Stephen didn't know what was happening to him. I had sold money in his belt waist, in his pants waist, and I never told anybody, including my husband. And when I reached to the counter, this time Pat's knee started buckle and shake like I don't know what. And I said, get away from me, under my breath. Just move away from me. They pulled me out, and when I reached to the immigration guy, he said, oh, so you are the great Sigrid Lewis. And I said, what is great about it? The length of the name or what? I was, when I tell you, I was rabid. And I said, well, where are you headed? I said, I'm going to try and get my kid who's retarded in a school, because you have no schools here for them. And I've tried to start one and it doesn't work. And I'm trying to go and see if I can get her some help. I can't even remember all of these different questions that I asked, but after I answered them in that rough way, what is it, what's great about the name? Is it the length of the name or what?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, because I knew somebody had, I had my suspicion who did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shaking like a leaf, and Pat was there and her knees knocking like I don't know what, and just get away from me. Don't even sit near me. And Stephen and I walked in and we sat down, and then I finally got through thing, but I was sweating. I was really sweating.
Well, I didn't have any money to take out. We were, and So when we left, I left because I had sent Jill ahead with her father. I only had $25.
What?
That's all I had on me. They only allowed you $25 at that stage
To
back
leave.
then.
They would only allow you to leave with $25?
Yes. And how I got out some of my furniture is I sent it from Kingston to Savamar for them to put it on a container down there. Then it went up to, I don't know where Earl picked it up. Where did Earl pick it up?
In Florida, someplace.
Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando.
We picked
went
it up in Orlando and
I
then
think
drove
it
all the
went in
way.
Adrian's trailer. With
And
my
then Earl
stuff.
drove all the way to Connecticut with my
Earl and
furniture.
Richard went and got it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, this
Oh,
whole,
and mom's furniture too.
yeah, this whole, mom's furniture came to, this whole family here.
It was interesting
You're the
because,
thread.
because we had to go to the embassy, I was telling you that, and it's so
Uncle
funny,
Bob.
they didn't want anybody to know they're coming to the embassy. So that everybody who was there didn't want anybody else to know they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Bobby?
It's pretty funny now.
And they're either reading books, not looking up.
No, your face was not to be shown, period. It was like this.
There's a whole line of people.
A whole lot of people with newspapers in front of them reading. But let me tell you what, Earl was like a savior to
Yeah,
us.
he was.
Because I came to America without Bobby and the 3 kids. They allowed me to come in with the 3 kids because we had to come in as a family. I had to take Gina, and the HRS had given me a letter that I needed some helper to come with me. When I go to the American embassy and this little black boy in there turned me down. Oh no, if she comes there, she's not going to go back. And I said, are you kidding me? Did you see that I got a letter from HRS that I need help? And he turned me down. So I called Earl, and Earl had to go to his senator, I think,
Congressman.
our congressman. And fortunately, I mean, so many things worked out for us. This guy, he got me in the head consulate down there. And when I went in to see him, of course I had to use newspaper walking in. And when I went in, he was very sympathetic to me because his sister taught special ed kids. And he understood, and he said to me, if we can help Gina in America, we'll let her in. She had to go through, that's why I get so mad with these immigrant things coming through. We had to do all kind of blood work for Gina, and it had to go to Atlanta to some special place and come back. And it came back that, and he said to me, he called me back in and he said, we think America can help her. And I said, because, I said to him, our visas are no use if we're not going to get one for Gina, and we can't leave our kid here. There's, and I'm not going to be leaving our kid. They tried to kill my husband already, so we have to get out. Oh, I pleaded my case good and strong, and he heard me, and he said, well, you have to go. You can go, but you have to take kids with you. So Angie came with me. I left my mother to look after Bobby, mommy and daddy.
They should
Bobby.
look after me, boy.
And my aunt came with me just to help us. But she wasn't much help more than the whole Christopher. Because her blood pressure would just go up black. You never knew anything.
But on the behind the scenes, we have no idea what Earl went through
Oh, I do.
to get our sponsorship.
Oh, I do. I remember because I was the one handling it with Earl, because Bobby was out of it. Man. Bobby was. I told him, if you are not going to fill it out, I will, and I did. And I said, if I fill it out, I'm gone with the kids.
But he was on the other side. If
You don't
we
remember
didn't
that?
have the teamwork on the other side,
Oh, it
between
would never
June and
happen.
Earl,
It
and
would
June
never
being the thread,
Earl-
because God sent June over from what year?
52.
51.
52 to prepare for our entry.
Well, Earl taught me a really good lesson. when I graduated from college in 3.5 years in January. So I got the graduation date was January 31st. We got married January 28th. And so everybody's telling us, you're gonna lose your wife. She's gonna have to go back to Jamaica for a whole year. Earl said, no, it's not happening. So we go down to the immigration and they said, we can't help you. That's the rule. She has to go back for a year. Earl says, I served this United States government. I served for 4 years. I have never been on any dole or anything. I've never taken any money. I am an American citizen, and you will find a way for my wife to stay with me. And one of them said, there's a woman that might help you. And so we went down to this woman, and she said, let me look at when your wife graduated and when you got married. And we had gotten married while I was still a student. And the law then said, if you married a student, you don't have to go back to.
Oh, really?
So he taught me very, very early that you can stand up for your rights.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so he stood up for them, and
Right.
that's what he was. He just said, no, she's not going. Therefore, you're gonna have to find a way. You work for me. You're gonna have to find a way. And I think that we need to pray for more people like that to be standing up, ordinary, everyday people, and say, no more.
Right.
No more controlling us. But I also want to talk, okay, you have something to say about that.
Connecticut, Hummingbird Lane, the refugee center, Dawn, Rich, Stephen. We have no idea what those children went through as all this family came through, you know? And I want to thank you and your family.
Well, Sherry divorced Jackie after, when they got here.
What happened is I landed in Miami, picked up Peter, flew to Philadelphia, and Jackie brought Jill, thinking I was going to stop there. And I said, no, I have a ticket for Jill to Connecticut. And our marriage is over. And he said, what? We had a wonderful marriage.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah, yes, yeah. But he was a good daddy, but he spoiled Jill terribly because she was a young one in his older age. Jackie was 11 years older than me. So we went from there to Connecticut. And you can
Well, even though they were separated, Jackie came up to our town, Granby.
he moved from
he
Philadelphia to this
lived
little
in a
town.
motel in Granby, and Earl said to him, Jackie, if you are willing, I can help you. We can work together for you to get a job. And I could not, just the sound of Jackie's voice would just grate on me. I just didn't like the man. So what would happen is Earl, he'd come over from the motel in the morning, and Earl and he would sit down there and they'd plan out the day, what he's going to do, where he's going to go, made him accountable. I stayed upstairs until Jackie left.
And found him a good job
And he found him,
in the bank.
Yeah,
Very good. And Earl did the same thing with me. But at that time, Earl didn't know the Lord. And when I came down every morning, oh, Jerry, look what your horoscope says. You're going to find a job today. But he was such a great encourager. He really
I
was.
can tell you about that.
Yeah.
Because when I came up, Earl came down.
It was with Richard.
No,
another time.
This was another time when he couldn't believe I landed a job. I knew nothing about floral arrangement. I just used to do it on my own at home. And I saw this ad, and I said, I have got to earn some money here. I was earning something like $20-something for the month. Bought my supermarket stuff. Fortunately, I had packed stuff in Adrian's trailer, like staples, like a case of this, a case of that, from the supermarket. And that's what kept us going. But Earl came, and I went and applied for this job, and the girl said to me, this time we don't have those kind of flowers in Jamaica, you know. She said, just go and take whatever you want out the cold room where they keep the flowers and do a nosegay for me. I'd never heard that terminology. So I said, you know, maybe in Jamaica we have it as a different name. I knew if she could show me a picture, I would do it. And I said, sure, if you could show me a picture, maybe we call it something different in Jamaica. She showed it to me and I did it, and she said, yep, all right, when can you start? Or I could not believe it. And he took me out to dinner that night to this nice French restaurant in Winter Park. I never forget it, how kind Earl was. Just like a savior to me personally, because I was here alone.
And we could call him any question we
Let me
have.
tell you, I wouldn't like to tell you all what went on. And then I had to learn to drive on the right-hand side. One day I was taking Gina down to where she was going to school, and I came face to face with a school bus. And the guy was there like, what are you doing, lady?
Well, I went up the wrong exit. I went up the exit, the entrance instead of the exit.
But you know, part of the moral of the story is that
What man meant
this
for
country, but this country is different from every other country. And I don't care what anybody
Anybody
tells
wanted
me.
to
And hold a second.
I'm telling-
And we have to keep it that way.
And
we have to keep it that way.
a man who owned a supermarket and owned a farm could come here and go into a 7-Eleven and sweep the floors, right, Bobby?
Oh, you wouldn't like to hear what
Was
the
that
other
your job,
Jamaicans were
Is that your
saying.
job?
Well,
Well,
that's
among
what I'm
other
saying.
things, but it was,
That was one of the ways you got
Yeah.
going.
Oh, he
He
could
started
have
from
a
the
job.
bottom.
Yeah.
He started from the.
well, I had a wrong
How
impression.
late are we going, Dawn?
Do you need to stop? Do you want to stop and take a break?
No,
or-
I'm just, but maybe we should finish it off.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We can go as long as you guys can go, so.
Oh, okay.
What you're saying, Bob?
I lost my thought.
About-
And what- how did,
7-Eleven.
once you started to get going,
Well, yeah, the big mistake I made was that when I went into all the supermarkets and applied for jobs, I told them all my vast experience.
Yes,
And-
to experience.
I never understood that sometimes too much experience is bad.
Yeah.
And I says, well, we really don't have any space for you. I said, look here, I'd be happy to start packing the shelves because in a short time you'll be,
Right.
elevated me in position. No, I couldn't get a job. So I had to go to a convenience store. There was a Tenneco. They don't have them again. Yeah. But I finally became manager of a Tenneco. But, what I was making
$5
sounded
an
good
hour.
at $40 an hour, but
$40 an hour.
$40
Oh,
for 40 hours, I mean. But when you figure out to work 70-some hours to get through what they
Right.
gave me as manager,
Right.
it was like minimum wage.
Why did you stay in Florida? Why did you land in Florida instead of going up to Connecticut?
Well, we went to Connecticut first,
Everybody went through.
Everybody
And-
went through.
Hummingbird.
but this was before we left
no, we never
Jamaica.
went through
Before we left Jamaica.
We went straight to Orlando.
We went to June's and Earl's, and unfortunately it was like February.
Yeah, the biggest snowstorm.
It was snowing the entire week we were there. And we said, well, why don't we stop in Orlando? We had a friend from our town that had moved to Orlando.
Okay.
And if anybody knows Florida, in February, it's like,
Best
it's like
time,
perfect.
Perfect
Yeah.
time to go to Florida.
So we landed there and this was idyllic. I mean, it was wonderful. We didn't realize it was only wonderful at that time of the year. So we decided we wanted to go to Florida because it was more like old type of weather, no snow.
How did Mike decide?
I don't remember.
Well-
Same way?
Well, here's the story. Adrian had bought a house there,
Yeah.
and there was one for sale beside Adrian and one new one. I grabbed the new one. Earl came down and qualified for the 2 houses. This time,
Mortgage.
the mortgage was $275 a month.
Did
A
he
month.
take out the mortgage in his name or he co-signed with you?
No, he took it out in his
He took
name,
it out in
and
his
then
name.
we transferred it over
Got you.
when
Wow.
we started earning.
never
I didn't
heard
even
that.
know how we were going to pay that $275.
Fortunately, at the time, there was a tremendous amount of overbuilding in Orlando,
Yeah,
and therefore houses were
cheap.
relatively cheap.
I think we bought the house for how much?
Seven-
$30-something
$30.
$1,000.
Oh, who
Three
would believe- who would
bedroom.
believe that I would come to Orlando?
Yeah,
37,000 for a 3-bedroom.
it's a nice house.
It was a nice house.
And it was a nice,
neighborhood at the time.
till we left. and
Till
then,
we
like,
left and then we started going.
So, how did your furniture get in?
Adrian.
Did Adrian stored it?
Well, no, I got some things in with Adrian, but then when Mike was leaving and Vivet, we all, they took some of the furniture. But I couldn't carry my furniture because it was too big for this house.
Yeah.
So I sold like my dining table
Right.
to my
So what
brother.
about Mike now? Tony. We haven't talked about Tony.
I don't know
Oh,
anything
Tony
about
decided to
Tony.
stay in Connecticut. June?
When he came up, you know, you have to understand, Buvette had lived in England and Ireland. She went to school when she was about 12, away from home in Ireland.
Wow.
So she had lived outside, away from her family, and she had lived in the northern. So she liked the northern temperature more, and they knew Earl and I, and so that's why.
And
But
Tony was very good to Mom.
Now Tony was very bright. He was a chemistry major in college, and he didn't finish school, I don't think.
No, I didn't finish.
When he came here, he got a job as a mailman, sorting mail. Tony sorted mail. That's all he did.
And that was his only job, was it? He was made for-
Yeah, that was his.
And he would get earphones and listen to, you know, he's the bright, I mean, he just reads all kinds of things.
And that became his pension. When
And
he
that became,
retired.
yeah, it turned out good because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, what I see in this whole thing is that God is at work even when we don't know him.
Right.
Oh, I know that. I came
mean,
to
yeah,
that
Because he
conclusion
brought me all the way
long
here.
ago.
I didn't know him till I came to the States.
No.
Now that,
Well,
well,
not about, I mean, really new, my mom didn't
I
either.
wasn't saved till I
I
came
wasn't
to the
saved
States.
until I reached the Indian Harbor Beach.
Yeah.
And God put me right beside a strong Christian who just, all our friends just came around me and ministered to me. Sandy
Yeah.
and what's her name, Gillespie.
So if we don't understand, like I'm thinking about Richard Cook, and he comes from Quakers,
Well,
and we don't understand the influence the Quakers have had in this country.
Yeah.
They didn't fight wars. They didn't like confrontation. You know, but and it all builds up to this generation. God working like. So I just look at life and say, you know, God is in control.
of course.
No, we
I've
think
said
we're
to
in
my-
control. We're not at all in control.
And
Well,
I'm-
could
I'm
I give my
thinking-
testimony very quickly? This lady prayed me into the kingdom because I was a sinner, okay? And I always went to Good Friday service, and this was in an Anglican church.
In the Wesleyan.
no,
No.
it was Anglican when I came up here. You were Anglican.
Oh, we did.
It was in Vernon.
Okay.
In Vernon, in the what do you call it here?
Episcopal.
Episcopalian church. And I saw on the empty cross a live Jesus. And I had the vision of him stepping right off the cross into my heart. And I was totally saved. A total encounter, 36 degrees after all the prayers. I mean, I used to call June and said, June, I can't breathe. And she'd come over and says, you gotta know Jesus. This lady prayed for me. And he took me from this little island of Jamaica and brought me all the way to this beautiful country to give me a new life. And that's from 1980, and I've served him fully. And it's just, I'm just thankful. But when I look back and see the thread, of how, as June said, he was in control from the beginning.
Well, you asked about my Jesus moment, and this is it. This is my miracle, okay? You know, when these things were happening to us in Jamaica, I was a firebrand. No fear,
Oh,
you know, ready to fight at the drop of a hat, right? That type of person. So when they started to try to destroy us and destroy our reputation, kill our cows and everything, if I didn't know Jesus, I was full of anger. I mean, up to here.
oh yes.
I mean, it was horrific. And all I can remember, when I came to the second, I mean, I had so much hate in my heart for all the things that were going
The
on.
second surgery.
Second
Yes.
surgery at the University Hospital, the day after I was shot. And I woke up and the Lord had cleared everything off.
All the anger.
All the anger, all the hate.
Forgiveness, all the anger, everything.
Wow.
Right? It was an absolute miracle because no man can
No.
remove that from himself.
Right.
Just like that, poop. Right? And I think that was another of the reasons that I'm alive.
Mm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But that was an absolute miracle to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
When my turnaround moment was, Mom was always on our case. That's why I didn't go to Connecticut.
That's my mom.
Yeah, because
Our
I said if
mom.
Mom is going to be in
Mom
Connecticut,
always took us to Sunday school.
I know.
Always.
I know,
when
but
we were children.
Yeah, but you haven't been through what I went through with Mom.
I
And-
know.
Oh, Maureen.
Wait, no, so I'm stopping and
Let's
I'm
not go
saying.
there.
No, but
No, it's
No,
okay.
it's
It's part of the story.
Yeah.
That's part of the story.
It is going to be a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm telling you what happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I went to Indian Harbor Beach, God dropped me beside Sandy Rafferty, and I remember Mom was coming in to spend 3 weeks or a month with me. I was petrified. I need not tell you because.
Mom used to be very sarcastic.
Oh gosh,
Very
Yes.
critical.
I'm very-
Cutting, very.
Not only that, she was very jealous of me because Bobby was treating me well. And I couldn't understand why wouldn't you be happy even if Dad didn't treat you well? That your kids.
She had
were
a
treated.
rough time.
I know,
Yeah.
but wait, I'm going to tell you what she told me.
Yeah,
So-
I'll finish it.
So she came, Sandy Rafferty had me under the palm tree at Indian Harbor Beach when I was living over the other house. And she's there saying to me, I wasn't saved yet. Look at her through the eyes of Jesus. I said, you don't understand. I can't see that. I cannot see that. And she said, I'm telling you, you're going to have to look at her through the eyes of Jesus. Well, when Mom landed, she had just come from the Billy Graham crusade.
Wow.
And she was saved. Mom went down on her knees and begged me to forgive her. You hear me? For all the
Wow.
bad things she used to do to me. We had some big raucous fights, you know.
Maureen was the top lady also.
Yeah, but Mom was, I was trying to be good and Mom was just,
Anyway,
Anyway,
that was a miracle.
that was a miracle. And Bobby was out. I felt like something left, like when, you know, something came off of your shoulder. And I said, well, you will not believe what just happened here. And I'm not joking, Mom told me her whole life story and I just started to bawl when I heard what Mom went through. Oh, she told me some things that I wouldn't even repeat to the kids. You know?
Well, she was not saved at a Billy Graham crusade.
She said that's where
No,
she was.
Let me tell you. I know. I know. I was there.
Okay.
I know what happened. She lived with me when she first came. She lived at Cherry and then she came to me because Cherry it couldn't handle everything and so it was.
No, Mom walked out because she. What happened is, I made the mistake. I was still whirling. I thought it would be nice for Mom to have the same room with Jill. Wrong. And they couldn't get on.
Well, she also left a huge house, a nice
Yes.
home on a farm.
Right.
With maids.
So I
and
should
they
have
went
given-
to a sharing one bedroom.
Looking back,
Yeah.
I should have given her my bedroom and
Yeah.
moved in with Joe.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
So
yeah.
I was very selfish to have done that. So she left and went over to June's.
And it was a summer, and my Stephen was home.
Oh Lord, I remember that.
It was like flint against flint.
I remember that.
And so we went shopping to get them out of the house. We went shopping down in Simsbury at a shopping centre, and we got in the car to come home, and it started again, and Stephen opened the door. I hadn't started the car. I said, I'm not going driving home with this woman. And so I said, Stephen, you got to. You can't walk. It's 10, 15 miles. You can't walk. He finally got in the car. We came home. When we came home, I was in my I said to Mom, sit in that couch in the family room. You sit there now.
Mom,
And she sat down.
Mom to sit.
Yeah, I said to Mom, sit down. She sat down. I said, Mom, you're going to say yes to Jesus today.
Oh, is that how it went?
You're going to say yes to Jesus. And she said, okay. And then I was like, she said, okay. I can't believe this. And then I led her in the prayer. And I said, we're going to get a Bible for you, and we're going to write this date down. And I have to tell you, she was totally changed.
Oh,
Totally changed.
it's
I could not
unbelievable.
believe it. She blew me away. And I said to myself, God can do that for Mom, she can do it for me. And that's when I changed too.
Yeah.
Right after I met Mom, changed.
Wow.
Believe in
I mean, but see, she had never seen men who loved the Lord.
Right.
She didn't
Right.
see any of that.
Yeah.
And when she went to the Full Gospel Businessmen and saw all these men worshiping the Lord and really loving Him,
Yes.
she knew she had died and gone to heaven.
Yes.
See, I get it from her. She loved men, I do too. but so it, her last years were good years.
Yes.
When after she died, Cherry and I went through the apartment. There were scriptures all over the place.
Yeah.
Cherry collected them. She prayed for every one of you guys.
Yeah.
I have things written in books at home.
Mom's
to that
change is
one.
really, that's the epitome of born again.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
That is really born again.
I said to Bobby, I feel like Atlas. The world lifted off of my
Yeah,
head.
it was just an.
It was such.
Now I have to tell about Daddy. Dad was, she married maybe one of the most difficult men.
Oh, yeah.
Totally
You
self,
and I were a battleground.
totally self-centered, totally, absolutely the world.
I love them, but two of us could fight.
Plus the alcohol, because he'd come home every Christmas
Mm-hmm.
and mash up everything in the house.
Yeah. Christmas
And
Eve.
one Christmas, he put a gun to Mom, and I went in front between them.
That's all right.
So-
Yeah.
So
So she had a horrible
A
marriage,
horrible
but
marriage.
I mean, of course, that then caused her to nag, and she became a nag.
Mhm.
But the thing is that, one good thing about age is that age does get to change us.
Yeah, that
He
never-
began to change. Then he got a stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what really irked Mom was all the time was we kids growing up, she was always there with us,
Yes.
24/7.
Yeah.
Dad was never there. He worked long hours, or he was playing poker. He was at
Womanizing.
the
Drinking.
the men's club and stuff, right? And then when Dad got older, he changed,
Yeah.
and he wanted family. And of course, we also,
Lavished it on him.
yeah, we wanted him,
Right.
and it
That made
it
her
really
very-
hurt Mom.
It really made her jealous.
You know,
Really?
yes, that's
Badly.
that was before she was born again. But that irked her because we really lavished a lot on him at that stage, because we wanted to, all had missed,
Right.
So she had a tough life, but So I said, anything is possible with Jesus.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also he did begin to change, and
Yeah.
he
Yes.
got a stroke.
He got very soft in the end.
For a man who could do anything he wanted, the stroke limited him. And he got really sick in 1976. I went down there because he got very, right after he
Young
got the
Steve.
prize, right after he got the prize.
Yeah,
Of
that's
the
what he did.
prize fund, he got sick. Steve and I went down,
Yeah.
and I was in the room with him a lot. And every morning, Mackie, that's
Would
it.
come and say,
Say,
it's
Mom.
today.
Yeah, Mas Ernest, I've been praying for you. It's the day you're going to say yes to Jesus. Every day Mackie would come in and say that.
That's right.
And one day I was there, I don't know where Stephen was. Maybe he was playing with your kids, I don't know. But all day I stood with him because he was fighting. He was
Thrashing.
knocking things away. Away, go,
That's how Peter was before he
and
died.
I just sat and prayed. I just sat and prayed, and I'd just come to the Lord, and when the night came, he quieted down. He said to me, "June, they were all around me today. They're trying to get me." I said, "Daddy, they're not getting you. You're going to go home to be with Jesus." And I had to leave because Stephen couldn't take it. Stephen couldn't take Grandpa
take it.
looking like that anymore.
Mm.
Stevie was only, he was 12. And so I went home, but apparently they had a nurse, Mom's friend, who stayed with him.
Yes.
And
It was it Rosie?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't
No.
Rosie.
Anyway, and you know, I believe at the end, when she saw it coming, what he said to her was, "Tell Aileen that I know that Jesus loves me." And I think she gave him a little extra oxygen, just to ease him out.
Morphine.
And he, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that she killed him on it. I'm he was at the end, but that was for me to hear, because I knew that Daddy was reconciled. Yeah, he was I hated him, absolutely hated him, and I heard every story about his womanizing.
Mom told me already.
I hated Savamar. I hated living in that town. It was a horrible little town. That's
I
what
never
think.
liked it either.
Everybody, they all didn't like Mom because she was this woman that came from Canada and stole one of their
Bachelors.
their bachelors.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, oh gosh, Uncle Walter and him and all that whole group, and I would be on a bus in Kingston, and I'd see a woman coming that looked like, I think it was one of Daddy's girlfriends. I would get off at the next stop because I would actually throw up if I stayed right there. But let me tell you what happened to me with that. That we were going to go to Jamaica, and I was at a prayer meeting, and we have what's called a hot seat, where we sit in the middle and people come around and pray. And I said, I need prayer because I have a heart of ice towards my father. I hate him. And one woman said, "June, what melts ice?" I didn't want to answer. She said, "The fire of your love." If Jesus loves him and you receive that love, it changed me. I came home and praise God, I love the man. So, you know, all of us have this things about lives that are not perfect.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad to hear I didn't hear that side.
Anyways, I think maybe we should begin to close up.
Last thoughts, reflections.
America, well, God first. The awesome thread that God has put throughout this family. And took us from this little island, brought us to this beautiful country. And we've all made it through. We've all been responsible citizens. And most of us have come to know the Lord and to serve Him.
Well, I have something to say too, because in looking back, I said, you know, what man meant for evil, God meant for good. I looked at my kids and I said, do you think there would be Christians in Jamaica? No, I didn't think so. And I said, when I look on the family that we have now and where we came from, because let me not tell you that it was very tough. I remember when we started business, we knew not one soul in that area. And we had no help from the person who was supposed to be helping us. Actually turned around and sued us. And we didn't even have the money to pay for that. But anyway,
It was
we
in
got
Indian
through.
Harbour Beach.
In Indian Harbour Beach. I remember sometimes when we didn't know how we were going to pay the rent when we were over at 9 Colonial Way. But you know what? God sent one big job for Bobby, and that kind of took us over the hump and got us in with an insurance company, which made us start to go. And then I finally decided I have to go back out to work. I worked. Every penny that I worked went to send Stephen to University of Florida, which he wasted. Then he came home back from the army, and we decided to send him to school in Melbourne, where he could work with Bobby.
Florida Institute of
Florida
Technology.
Institute of Technology. And from there, and then Christopher became a Christian before Stephen.
Stephen graduated from there with honours.
Yeah.
The army changed him, going to Saudi
He was
Arabia, changed
almost,
him to
I was expecting University of Florida to call me and say he's out of school now, because he was doing so bad.
Yeah.
And then he came home with all these beer bottles, and I said, what?
Yeah, but
I mean,
the thing is that in the end, he graduated with honours.
honors.
It changed
You know,
completely.
Totally changed it. Army was the right thing for
And he
him.
hasn't changed back.
He hasn't changed back. And Christopher, we had to move him out of public school because he was so on fire for the Lord, and he was preaching to the girls. All these rich girls must stay celibate, and you know, and don't sell your body and whatnot. And they were just thrashing him. He couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand it. So we had to take him out of there and put him in a Catholic school. That was costing us a fortune. I didn't even know. We had to buy a little car for him to drive there, else he couldn't get to school because there was no school bus there.
Yeah, but he excelled there.
But
Not
he
being,
excelled there.
not being a Catholic, he got all kind of awards.
Yeah, he got the evangelism award there. He wouldn't go to graduation.
Wow.
They had to call and ask him to come. Bobby had to go with him because I couldn't.
But the outcome is that
He is a strong
Yes.
Christian right,
Right.
now.
Both of them, both Stephen.
Both of them.
well, but that's what we
And that's what I'm saying.
It would never
God
happen.
redeemed us.
It will never happen in another country.
No.
Right.
Guaranteed, it would never happen in another country.
I looked even at what
people could come in with no money
Yeah.
and be
Right.
have master's degrees, college professors, artists, entrepreneurs. My Richard is the head, is
Missionary.
the CEO of a company.
Missionary.
Missionary, teachers. I mean,
Yeah.
and good people.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have ever taken anything from the government.
no,
Except for Gina. You know, when she had,
We never ever
when
thought.
she had to go to
oh, when she because she had to become like
Right.
to get into those
Ward
ones,
of the state.
a ward of
Ward
the
of the
state. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
kind of took care of, but not that we weren't paying taxes too.
Yeah.
You know.
what happens? My final words are
Praise the Lord for
You know,
America. And
exactly.
Jesus.
Praise the Lord for America.
And
We
Jesus.
know what America is more than most Americans. because
Yes.
Right.
What we have been through
Right.
and what it means to us.
When I tell
and my
Americans-
words are that all of us, no matter how small an input we have, must stand up for this country and not get it, make it be changed like people are trying to change it.
Yeah.
Right? America is a great country, and what's going on is horrific, and we got to stand up
Yes.
and do whatever we can.
And will we get Mike's story separately, or you want me to give his?
Get Mike's.
You'll get it separately.
I think that's the way to do it, yeah.
And to believe that 2 of my brothers moved to Orlando, and I stayed in Connecticut and did other things, and I'm now in Orlando. And with my brother's help, he's helping me through my present situation. That's unbelievable.
And we have family live in South Africa, live in California, and live in Kentucky, that live in Florida, Iowa, Virginia.
Whereas
Brian lives in North
Ohio.
Carolina. No,
South Carolina.
Ohio,
Rachel in Ohio,
Illinois.
Illinois.
I mean,
And we give God all the glory. And he used this
well,
firebrand here.
You know, she was, in a good way, she was more like my dad than any of us.
Yeah, that's what we talking about.
Emphasize a good way.
and I believe that Karen, I don't know if you guys know that
Yeah.
in the midst of dealing with the fact that her husband has stage 4 cancer, Karen and another young woman from her, she lives in the ghettos of Des Moines.
Yeah.
They want to live there. That's where they want to live, and instead of saying I want to get out of it, she wants to make it better. And that she and this woman have fought for a little plot of land across the street. Went to the city council and have gotten that plot of land to create a garden in a place that the kids have never seen anything grow. Like one father came to her and said, "What are you giving my kids?" What, isn't that right, Dawn? What they keep coming.
Popsicles. Yeah.
She gives them popsicles.
She
Yeah,
gives-
and all the kids, they come, they just want to play, and she gives everybody popsicles, and they thought she was feeding them dope or something.
Well, they couldn't understand why she would be giving free things away. But it's what
That's
we
sad.
did in Springfield when she was little. We did the same thing. We gave popsicles away in the neighborhood, and now she does that too. Yeah. And Joel, also, Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Joel also with helping, with what
And
he's
Dad
doing.
started a homeless. What kind of shelter? What did Dad? Dad started a home for the
A school.
handicap.
A
A
school.
school for the handicapped
Yeah.
in Salvamar, but I think it went away after he died, after we left.
But Joel's been all over teaching community gardening too, right?
All over the world.
Yeah, yeah. So that same care for the poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, we all care for the poor in different ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
In Jamaica, Dad and our whole intention was to change how supermarkets reacted to the poor people. Before we came into business, the poor people were actually locked out of the supermarkets because they only sold the expensive stuff. But when we started to sell all the staples, chicken necks and backs, flour, saltfish, the whole thing. I think that kind of changed a lot of poor people.
Get better nutrition.
Yeah, But then, I know you want to end, but I just want to say this. We were loved by the people in Salvamar, the poor people, especially the women, right? But this is how socialism works. They knew they had to destroy that, right? So, when I was shot, a girl who had come off the street to work with us, some people even said she was a prostitute, and she became a supervisor in a supermarket. She heard us say, this should have happened long ago. It just shows you how invasive the hate is being preached.
Yes.
Especially
Brainwashing.
anybody that perceives themselves to be good has to be made to be bad. And that's what we were. They were trying to make us look like we had no compassion. It was.
Yeah. And then what Bobby says is that everybody has a different calling.
Yeah.
and that we mustn't despise another's calling,
Yeah.
because that's the niche God has put them in. And we need to understand.
Yeah.
We need to try and have an understanding of the other person's calling, and rather than being jealous of it or want to
Yeah.
be like them, you know. And God, like how God has used Steve, you know, used Steve as an advocate.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's like you know, in our business, we feel really proud that we had people working with us. You know, one of them as long as 18 years. We had stable, we had turned people into stable families, you know, who worked hard, and we feel like we help people like that,
Right.
and we treated them with respect.
Yeah.
You know, so as everybody,
Yeah, and look at the field Rich is in now,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
He is spreading the word where he's at.
yeah,
So, and we can go on and on
yeah.
as to the different areas.
What about this boy here in
Yeah.
South Africa? He do amazing things over there. I mean, obviously, people love you that you're around. You know what I mean? We're all here to help in some way. It just doesn't seem. It's just not the same way.
Not the
And it
same way.
says,
Yeah.
it says, give a man a fish and he's satisfied for a day.
Yeah,
Teach him.
Teach a man how to fish
yeah,
and he has food for life.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think that the emphasis of the government always giving people things,
Mhm.
it's wrong.
It encourages people to take advantage of it
Yes.
and to become weak.
Mm.
You know.
And
Um,
unappreciative, because if
yeah.
you get something,
It's
you don't
yours.
appreciate it.
No.
If you work for it,
Yeah.
there's something about work.
You better believe that when Chris went to college, we could barely afford to keep him there. He got no pocket money, and I said, Chris, you're going to have to find a job at school, wash plates, do anything.
Right.
And he found jobs. He found jobs, and he worked at Shaker Village for years and got good insurance benefits there.
Yeah.
And then he decided to go back and do his master's
Yeah.
in fine arts, and that's where both he and Laura did it at the same time.
And look at the opportunity for universities and schooling that's there. Our children have been able to have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're
yeah.
here together for Hope's wedding.
Yeah.
So maybe just to close, can each of you just say something brief of love and in support to Hope and Dylan?
Oh, we totally support them because I can see their hearts and how they are, you know, and I was just so excited to be a part of this. Us Bobby was doing a dance all day.
Well, what I tell young people, nobody told me this. You don't marry a person, you marry a family.
Family, that's right.
And that is really important to
Important
understand.
for the
that.
young people to understand
And
that.
so instead of just being falling in love and blinking eyes and whatever, and
you have to be able to
you have to know,
Learn
learn to
to
love,
love
your
your
family,
family.
and that they accept you.
Mhm.
And I see that with Dylan's family. We had pizza together. And it's just like we're one big family. They're very similar to us.
That's
Dylan
good.
looks like he could be part of our family.
He almost looks like
He looks
Steve.
like Steve in pictures at least.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
Well, I haven't met him and I'm excited to meet him.
So am I.
But I know that Bob and I try to be at every family gathering. I'm a family person like my dad, which sometimes I have to deal with because it's not easy to be a family person. But I was so excited to come here and see family and especially to see Steve's first,
Yeah.
Steve and Stacey's
Wow.
first get married.
Mhm.
To me, it was a privilege to be here.
Mhm. Yeah, well, I love the fact that this couple has known each other for a long time and really liked and loved each other for a long time. It's not an infatuation thing. And she's very
Calm and
calm and collected, and she doesn't want anything too lavish. You know, it does sounds good, a good situation to me for them. Yeah.
I was talking to Steve last night and I said, are you going to cry to give away your first one? And he said, probably.
Yes. So now that Dylan has now been added another son to the family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Each family has a different destiny.
Mhm.
You have to remember that. Even within my family, my 3 kids have different destinies.
Yes.
And Stephen and Stacy's destiny is to be therapeutic. I don't quite understand, but everybody in church, the kids don't do a lot. They're not involved. They don't go pray for people. They don't do anything like that. But everybody says that what a wonderful family they have, and they really don't know why they have a wonderful family.
No.
In other words, the role of his family is to be therapeutic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a-
Richard's family has a different role.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely, and I think that they trained up Joel to do just what he's doing.
Yeah.
So they trained him to travel. They trained him to be frugal. All of those things they
To
trained
love
him to be.
people.
And then Dawn's family has Karen is one of the strongest women I have ever met. Karen is dealing with this cancer thing,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to get the best for her husband.
It's amazing.
18 times she was on the phone one day just to try to get good medical for him. I mean, Karen she's one of the strong women Dawn talks about.
Yeah, definitely.
Like her mother.
You know, a lot of people curse Facebook, and a lot of people don't want to be on it. But Facebook is a wonderful thing because I was able to follow Karen and Aaron's, Kerry, and Aaron's sickness and what's happening.
Yes.
I mean, it's like it's part of me. I know all about it,
Mhm.
and I love Facebook for that.
And one day we'll talk about Peter. And Peter, 3 years before he died, came to know the Lord and became an evangelist on fire. And he died at the age of Jesus, 3 years later, 33. And Gillian has a totally different role. And she has brought up her children in a Catholic schools. They have sacrificed, and they're now going to high school and they're going to go to college in Catholic schools. And so, as June says, each one has a different destiny.
And I talked to Wayne the other day. I had the best conversation with Wayne. And that's Tony's son.
Yeah.
What a great guy. I haven't talked to him in years. And he's going off on his own. He's going to be a freelance writer.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, and I know his daddy's nervous about it, but Wayne, he talked to me about, I mean, he was so honest.
Yeah.
He talked so honest. I just loved it. So it's amazing.
And then Mike, to be here in Orlando for me at this time, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We work together like a team.
Yeah, but it's also, you're there for him too, I can tell you that, right? I think it'd be very lonely if you were not there to be with him. You never admit it, but
No, he wouldn't.
I believe it. You know, I think you've been great for him.
And wherever his children are, we just pray they are in God's destiny.
And I thank God for Dawn, who is a historian.
Yes, yes, yes.
And Dawn is a historian. She keeps digging. She's a digger. I said she should have been an attorney. I wouldn't want to be her have a case against me.
And you're going to write a book, Dawn, so I can read it.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, there's nowhere else I would rather be than sitting here listening to you. It's an amazing story, and what you've been through is unbelievable, and what you've done with it is nothing short of absolutely remarkable.
Right.
And I'm so glad we got this, because the generations that come need to hear this. See, this is the purpose of older adults. I call them keepers of meaning. You're the ones who have seen it all. You've been through it all. And you know, younger folks don't have context. They may have sharp, lightning speed minds, but they don't have context with which to plug in the information.
Right.
You're the ones who give the meaning and explain, and you've got the large historical, you know, you've got the whole view of it. So it's essential. It's essential for so many reasons that we get this story down.
Yeah.
So many reasons.
People started telling me to do something like that, to write it down.
write
And
it
I
down.
did start,
Yeah.
but life just got so busy that
Right.
I haven't, but now that I'm retired, I should pick it up back
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Dawn, we
Because
want to
my
thank you.
grandkids-
We want to thank you for
Oh.
all you have done with the family history,
Oh, you're
all the
welcome.
research you have done,
Yeah.
and you've stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I want to thank your precious husband.
Oh.
We're glad to have you in the family, Richard.
Well, it's wonderful. The Lord has brought into their family Laura, whose family goes all the way back to the circuit riders in Kentucky. Brought into our family Richard, who Dawn has the first cook was what, John? Whatever it was.
Peter.
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 All the way from New England down into North Carolina, and not want to be part of the segregation and things, coming up to Iowa and founding a town. It's a, you know, it just continues. And he brings Manny in, whose mom from Mexico, the father had come up illegally, and his mom packed up what
Yeah.
little food she had.
Because the husband was being
Was running
was
around.
running around.
And her little kids. And she
5 children.
came across the border and found her way up to Illinois. And Manny is a wonderful man of God. He loves the Lord, and he is doing he and Jillian do an incredible job with their family. I could go on and on and on about all the things that like Christy, the first one to go to school, to college in our family. And she's a master's in business, MBA. You know, it just goes on and on and on.
Awesome. She doesn't work anymore because she homeschools. But she and Stephen make such a great team.
Yes.
I mean, you should see the home that they just built. And she said, Mom, I couldn't be any happier. And God brought me through all this cancer thing. I don't know when He's going to take me, but I'm going to make the best of it while I'm here.
That's
Right.
Christy saying.
That's Christy,
Not you, Christy.
not me,
And-
Christy.
Peter and Gillian, another time. Peter's story is quite something.